views and opinions expressed on Geeks Under the Influence are that of the panelists and not of our sponsors, Amazon.com and TeePublic. Parental discretion is advised.
Brendan Fraser's back. He was supposed to play Firefly in the Batgirl movie.
That's right.
Yeah, and that got fucking canned for bullshit. So he's available.
Yeah.
He is in Doom Patrol, so he's already in the DC universe. Where are we putting him in Marvel? Like,
God
TV
damn.
or movie? It could be minor character or major character. Like, who would you cast Brendan Fraser to be?
Shit.
And that's stuff. I mean, nowadays, not Mummy era.
And I'm
Fraser,
trying
but-
to disassociate him from Doom Patrol because he does such a good fucking job there.
Yeah.
That I'm like, what robot that has a human inside? No, I'm trying to move away from that. So, god damn, what would be? Yeah.
That's a tough one because he's immensely likable. And the funny thing with Marvel is that most of the heroes are more flawed than Brendan Fraser is.
Yeah.
Like, Brendan Fraser is just like a depressed nice guy.
Can I just say? I'll just throw out their Man-Thing. I know he's going to be, coming up in something we're talking about.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But Man-Thing, but just having what he's thinking.
Man-Thing is not a bad call.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I do like that. Yeah, that showed up in, spoilers, by the way. Well, not spoilers, whatever, it's trailers.
Spoiler for trailer.
There's no spoilers. We don't know what's happening either. Werewolf by Night was so fucking cool. I didn't know that was a thing they were working on.
No idea.
And it's done in like black and white, like old school horror kind of vibe. That's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Well, and like I'd mentioned, actually on the Brendan Fraser episode, was I want to see him in a Muppets movie. I know it's not Marvel, but like Disney-esque. Like,
Disney-esque for sure.
He should be the human in a Muppet movie.
I feel like that's a guaranteed win.
Right? Exactly. Why has that not happened?
And the Muppets, very minimum information from D23, they are doing a Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem series.
Yeah.
Where they're
Holy
following
shit.
Electric Mayhem. It's
And
called
actually,
Muppet
I think
Mayhem.
his personality would be the perfect counter to that band.
Imagine Brendan Fraser as the agent of Electric Mayhem.
Yeah, like just imagine.
Oh,
just how he has tried to sell this thing.
Why am I flashbacking to him from Airheads? But
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
But like, except he's like the studio exec trying to make it the easy listening.
Yeah,
studio.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
like he's that
Or
guy.
turn,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Dude.
You just make it a backdoor sequel to Airheads where he was in the Lone Rangers
Oh my
and
God.
he's become a
Does this mean we get appearances
An
by
agent of
Buscemi
Buscemi,
and Sandler
yep.
being like, "What happened to you?"
What happened to you, man?
What you
He's
got,
just like,
man? What happened, bro? I'm so cool.
Team Muppet now.
Yeah.
Used to be so cool.
And Adam Sandler's like, well, I guess we're going to be moving right along.
Shabadoo.
Shabadoo. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what kind of hero Brendan Fraser could play except the hero of my heart.
That's right.
Yeah.
I almost want to wait till I see The Whale and see how his performance is, because you can almost kind of shape it from there.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
Because
A lot of talk about the whale too.
But that's what I'm saying is that I think that's where people are just knocked out about his performance in that. I want to see what he did in that movie, and then I could probably give you a better.
Well, yeah, because it's
better
Aronofsky. So, like his last outing, somebody ripped a baby in half. If Brendan Fraser rips a baby in half, that's like the end of the Renaissance.
Yeah.
That's everybody's like, now you know
He was
what?
cool till the
What
baby
was
ripping.
Aronofsky's last film?
I think it was Mother, wasn't it?
It was Mother. Yeah.
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 And that's baby got ripped in half. in
And that's
that
all we
movie.
have to talk about Mother. Anyhow.
Oh.
God damn.
So,
No, that's the movie that fucks with Hunter. So
God, it doesn't fuck with me. I just don't need to ever watch the movie ever again, because I don't say I want my time back. I just don't. If someone's like, hey, I'm gonna watch Mother, like,
Yeah.
you do that, and I'll see you later.
But what we are talking about tonight is, we'll probably bring up Brendan Fraser again, but we are talking about all the announcements. That this is actually really loose and fun and fancy-free episode. We are talking about all the releases that happened at D23
Bam.
this past year. So we're talking Marvel, we're talking Muppets, we're talking Star Wars, we're talking Pixar, Disney, all the shit that's been talked about
Some
releasing.
Lucasfilm
we're talking all
properties.
things Disney. Let's
All
just be
things-
real
all
about
the-
the
all-
big daddy
Disney's
fucking
gotten to
company.
that part where they're
all
like,
thing Disney.
they're to that level now where they're like, yeah, we'll be involved a little bit in San Diego, but we can now have our own fucking
convention.
con because we have all the fucking properties.
That's the thing. There were a lot of things that were kind of discovered in the Alien franchise from the future, but they got wrong that it was Weyland Yutani. That should have been the businesses are now the governments. That's Disney. Disney's going to have its own country at some point.
Yes.
And people are going to live there because they put out the best movies.
That's right.
So, I mean,
at one point,
if Disney was like, all of a sudden, all you need to do is put a chip in your arm, or if not, you can't see anything that we release. Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of people with chips in
Florida
their arms.
right now. There's like the governor that's trying to fuck with Disney, being like, "No, you don't get to make your own decisions of your basically own country that you have. We get to make that choice." And Disney's like, "Try it."
Yeah,
I would not be surprised if Disney's like, "No, this is our state now.
Yeah,
like this is the state of Disney from now on.
You can leave. Yeah,
you please." And probably the citizens will be like, "I mean, it is Disney. Like, have you been to Galaxy's Edge? Like, it's pretty fucking cool."
Oh, god damn it.
One day.
I just need to start saving up for that bitch.
I really want to fucking go.
We are talking about all things D23 on this episode of Geeks Under the Influence. Welcome!
Tell things at work and shall be again. A changing of the guards and thoughts marching in. You think you can hold out, but you know you're wrong, so you better join us now. You better do it fast or you will be dead. Lie down, on the gun, cause it's compromised the dead. You played it safe.
Woo! Woo! Ha ha!
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh god.
It's the mouse.
It was.
The House of Mouse.
I was gonna try to do Goofy, but I decided.
No, I saw you start to curl your lips and you're like, no.
Please.
Honestly,
please.
I respect his willingness to not make a fool out of himself.
Yes,
I'm doing it plenty for everybody. So
he's like, no, I understand where you're coming from, bro.
Yep.
Like I get it. Yeah.
Still a drunken scene, right?
yeah, there's still that.
I did. That has been a voice or a time or two on my drunken scene. Yes. Goofy. What?
That was my Goofy. That's really bad.
Whoa, that was
Could you just say "Ho's got to eat too," but in the Goofy's voice?
No.
Let's wait
Damn
for the
it.
drunken
All right,
scene.
all right.
We don't want to blow our load this
I
early
know.
in the episode.
It's one of my favorite lines. I just like to try it out.
So thank you for joining us on this very loosey-goosey episode, talking about all the announcements from D23. There are plenty, so we're probably not going to get to all of them, but we will be hitting the major marks from D23. With us to discuss that, we've got Fuck You Hunter from Beautiful Disasters and Mouths of Madness.
What's up, bitches? Yeah.
Yeah, you got to see a trailer or something from something. No, that was something else, wasn't it?
What's the Christmas movie that I'm counting down to? David Harbour.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, that was not.
And I forgot to mention that until everybody on the showrunner page started getting excited. I went, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you all about that.
But
Santa Claus kicking ass.
You have actually been to D23 before.
No,
you went to the Star Wars celebration. That's what it was.
I went to the Star Wars celebration.
That's right.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I need to I need to make
It's closer than anybody else in this group has done. So.
yeah, but I really want to make it to fucking D23 sometime. God damn.
Absolutely. What was really great is this D23 separate panels, but Short Round and Indie got
I was about to say,
run into each
if
other.
anything, just that happening was fucking awesome.
That was all the serotonin I needed for the next year, was seeing them hugging on each other as just old dudes. It was great.
Well, old dude and ancient dude.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. Dude in his like 40s, early 50s, and dude that somehow is still alive.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Raiders. He was like 40 something when Raiders came out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't in his 40s when Raiders came out.
Late 30s at
Yeah.
least.
He was in his
Late
30s.
is.
Let's
He
just
wasn't in
say
his 40s.
Raiders is how old? Like 81?
Was it 81? I thought it was like...
I think I remember seeing something where like Sean Connery playing his father had to have been like 16 years old when Indy was born in order to be his father, because the difference wasn't that.
But Harrison Ford looked younger than he was at that point.
Harrison Ford's always looked younger than his actual age until
right?
now. Now,
now. It caught up with him, right?
Is it that earring?
it's the earring that really does it. Yeah.
No, but it did catch up with him. But at that time, it was believable because Harrison Ford looked so young.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did. Gentleman that looks so young for his age is my co-host.
I do not. I am rode hard and put away wet.
I don't know. I think you're aging relatively well.
Oh, yeah? Well, how old do I look?
You look like you're maybe 34, 35.
I'll take that. All right.
I mean, not like that well. Like, you
don't
don't look like you're 23.
That's perfect. That's perfectly fine with me.
29-year-old. Yeah.
If I can shave off fucking 4 or 5 years and my dick just gets hard, it's fine.
Yeah, right.
It's cool.
I'll take 6 months at this point. if you call me 6 months younger than I actually am.
I'm in the Princess Bride movie, man. I turn around, I just took another 5 years off your life. I'm like, I didn't do anything. God damn it.
Yeah.
But the gentleman that looks young for his age. We got Lowdown Brown MacGyver here
What's going on, everybody?
in the co-seat.
In the co-seat, I got my arm rests on my chair.
I have a nice.
You love that shit.
Dude, I'm fucking an old man, okay? Not that I'm fucking an old man. I am a fucking old man.
That's another episode.
I mean, if you got
There
to
you
meet
go.
Harrison
That's
Ford in
very
person, you know, I don't know. It's like
I'm your biggest fan. Prove it.
it's in that blow spect category where it's not even about like being sexual. It's about like you deserve to fuck my butthole.
There
Like,
would be that
that's-
pause moment where you're like, oh my God, Harrison Ford, like, you're my hero. He's like, you want to prove it? I'm like, shit. I mean,
Imagine if you meet Harrison Ford, like you have the opportunity to talk to him for like 20 minutes and it's just you two talking and he's answering all your questions about all the roles that he played. And he's like, this is great and all, but like, I would like to enter your butt
yeah.
with my penis. Would you be like immediately like, oh no? Or you'd be like, like even if she said no, you would pause.
It's a story.
At least like
The thing is there a pause? Like he kind of
yeah, like I mean, you were Indiana Jones, Decker, and Han Solo. Like just for the story alone, like I'm into like groupie level at that point where it's like, I mean, to be fucked by Han Solo is an honor, right? Like it is like that's
Now,
something.
would you want him to be Han Solo wise fucking you? That's the question.
I mean, that honestly, that would be the caveat. It was like you've got to say I shot first afterwards. Or
Oh, I was gonna say I'll make the deal that when he's done, he would say, "Get off my dick!" Like, get off my dick.
No, he's got to be.
you're gonna go Air Force One.
Yeah.
That's like when I asked Bruce Campbell about serving Sarah instead of Evil Dead.
Right, but it's one of the most iconic Harrison Ford lines. Even though that movie's
Get off
not.
my dick.
Get off my dick.
Oh, and the man who asked Bruce Campbell about fucking serving Sarah. We got Mike Bickett here.
That was the dumbest
dude.
thing. I thought it was funny.
It's been haunting you for
It's
what, like
haunted.
15 years, 13
well, because
years.
like nobody got what I was doing. I did like the Colbert thing. I was like, was Matthew Perry like a good co-star or the best co-star? Like not giving him room to say he had a problem. And then Bruce Campbell answered it too seriously. The first time he's been serious about an answer ever.
Oh God.
And he's like, Matthew had some challenges at that time in his life, and he did his best on the show, on the movie, but, you know, we were all rooting for him, and I'm glad that, you know, it seems like he's gotten it a little bit better together now.
It's like, that's not where I thought that was going.
No, I thought he was going to be like, best? Okay, I mean, or something. But no,
Yeah.
He answered it like lovely and kind to Matthew Perry, but also like tiptoeing and shit. I didn't want to. No, that's not.
See, you debated between that or asking him a question about Congo, and you chose poorly.
I did choose poorly.
Yeah.
Congo, you probably would have got the answer you wanted.
Yeah.
It would have been like, yeah, well, it's got killed by fucking apes.
Were
Chimps,
they
excuse
ugly
me.
gorillas?
Were they damn dirty apes?
Yeah.
Were they, in fact? Yeah, so I'm the idiot that asked Bruce Campbell about serving Sarah. There's going to be one person listening and be like, oh, I was there. I
remember
saw.
that.
So, a funny story, like when we, was it the first Wizard World, not GalaxyCon yet, it was still Wizard World, and Bruce Campbell was there. He asked me about what I did for a living. That was interesting.
Nice.
Because he's like, you know what I do? What do you do? I'm like, this is what I do. He's like, oh, that's cool. So you like actually serve people. I'm like,
He's the man of the
yeah.
people.
He's like, fucking A. He was just like excited to meet like,
He was probably in like a weird like actor K-hole of sadness, being like, I don't do anything that helps the world. And you're like, yeah, I do this. And you're like, oh, that's actually helpful for the world. All I do is be like, hey, I'm Bruce Campbell. Or some
I don't know.
like self-hate shit that going through that.
Yeah.
Like
But-
he piggybacks on like, you know, this guy has an important job and he loves me, so I motivate the person that has this important job, so that makes me
Gives me value.
Oh,
Yeah.
dear God. Yeah.
God.
Oh, fucking A. All right.
Do not
hey.
try to burrow into the mind of a entertainer. It's
Yes.
it's a bad move.
I'm entertained.
Speaking of, if you enjoy this
Performer.
entertainment that we're giving you, check out GUIPodcast.com for links to all the stuff
Yeah.
on the network, including the show and, you know, subscribing and all that shit. Yeah. So, all right. So D23, tons to unpack. So much shit. But let's get down to, let's start with the thing that's making everybody upset, so we can talk about it for maybe a minute tops and then move the fuck on, because it's not worth trying to like
What's upsetting
combat
everybody?
Ariel. Fucking Ariel. fucking
God.
a mythical creature that's a half fish person is black, and the world is on fire because of it,
Losing
because mermaids
their
are white.
fucking mind.
I don't remember people. All right, so I have to point this out. I don't remember people being this upset when the Prime Cinderella came out and they had a Latin American female playing Cinderella.
Right.
They had and I don't want to say this wrong. I don't know how the actor that played the fairy godmother identified as.
I think they're non-binary.
No, that's what I was thinking. The
But
non-binary.
You didn't see that because that was on fire on the internet. That it's a fairy god person, and the internet was like, "This ruined
My
my
one-
show."
My one disgruntlement about that show is Fuckface was the fucking. He was involved with it. The guy I've never really liked. The guy who did
Tom
the
Cruise?
fucking No.
Oh,
The guy who did the car karaoke. Fucking.
that piece of shit.
James
Corden.
He was in that as like a big character.
You mean the Broadway actor that steals gay roles from gay actors? He always plays the gay guy straight. He's straight dude.
Yeah.
Like, stop it.
That's why I never watched
and
the
it's
show.
musical roles. You think you can't find a gay actor that can sing? Fuck you. Like, stop taking roles from gay actors.
But anyway, that I didn't know the internet was fucking alive.
Oh
during
yeah,
that.
no,
Oh,
they
yeah.
were. Well, it wasn't just a non-binary person; it was a black non-binary person.
Yes.
And so, they're like, no, it's not that I'm racist or like transphobic or
and then
anything.
the racist statement comes
It's
out.
just that the fairy godmother, this mythical creature, was always traditionally white. Like, no,
Yeah.
no, it's a mythical creature. It can be.
No, I mean they were right in saying that it was traditionally white, but also mythical creature, which leaves a giant door open.
Yeah.
Well, and
for
not only that,
other
but like
things.
the Disney versions of all these stories, these are stories that were told
Very white.
ever
Very white.
before Disney got a hold of it.
We didn't have like
And
anybody that had any kind of melatonin until like Aladdin.
well, and you look at the current conversation. This happened on the Daily Wire, like one of the dudes from the Daily Wire, which is fuck them, but he talked about that it's inaccurate because it was a grim fairy tale, the Little Mermaid story. And he's like, that was Danish, so therefore, or no, it wasn't the Grimm brothers. It was I forget, but the writer of the Little Mermaid was a gay man that was using the story as a to discuss the idea of falling in love with a man that he could never have because he was married. That was the whole idea.
Wow.
And in the story, every step that the mermaid took on land was like excruciating and painful, and then like dies at the end and doesn't get the
Oh yeah, all the
prince.
stories that Disney was things are based off
not
were
happy endings.
like the original Beauty and the Beast is apparently fucking horrid. Yeah.
So through all of these things, they're like, yeah, cool. Like she gets the prince at the end, like it's super light and fluffy and fun, and that's all great.
The chef
That's
with the
all
penis.
fine.
Oh
But
wait, that was only on the cover.
if the mythical mermaid is black, that's where we draw the line. Like we cannot suspend our disbelief on that one. The mermaid's like, it's brutal. Like the original Little Mermaid story is fucking brutal. There's I think Chinese movie of the Little Mermaid where it's based on the original like story, and it's horrifying. It's fucking horrifying.
Do you think there's a little bit of Disney like seeing people's reaction to the Prime series, the Ring of the new Lord of the Rings show, and people freaking the fuck out about I think it's one of the elves being black, and they're like, okay, well, hold our beer, we're gonna show this up because people freaked the fuck out about that right before they freaked the fuck out about this shit.
Well, that was like that, but and I haven't watched any of that, but I believe that was related to like the hardcore Tolkien fans, right?
Somewhat.
Well,
It
some.
was originally, and then other people jumped on that. And,
They
yeah,
had no
that's right.
familiarity with the
That had no clue as
like
to
the Harfoots, which are basically a version of the Hobbits that are in Rings of Power. It literally in the books it calls them darker skin and tone. Like they
They're
are.
from the south, right? And like there's a southern tribe.
I'm
that
when you
Tolkien
said
talks
they're from
about.
the South, right? And I'm thinking like Alabama hobbits. Like
No. In the appendices, there is a tribe from the south that is like legit. Like they describe them as like not even dark skin, but like black.
Possibly. I do love, as much as my nickname is The Hobbit, it's not because I have the most deep-seated knowledge of Lord of the Rings. I do love Lord of the Rings. It's fun. I enjoy it very much, but like, I'm not the keeper of the knowledge.
Yeah. I did go through all that after I read the original, the 4 books, Hobbit, into the
main
Two
3, yeah.
Towers, the main 3, the Fellowship of the Ring, 2 Towers, Return of the King, all that. And there is a tribe that is to the south that is not really referenced as, like I said, darker skin, but like straight up like or black. Like they're and like I don't know if people are pissed because they didn't like introduce the idea of or what.
I think they're just mad that it's not all European white people.
Is that
like,
that simple though? Really?
Yeah.
Look,
Well, that's how
Is it that fucking simple though? I don't think it's that simple.
No, I think there's a lot of excuses that people make for why they don't like the thing, but ultimately, if that is what
the one problem you have with
if that is what separates you from being able to enjoy the story about a mythical world with mythical characters and
fantasy.
mythical beasts,
it's
and you're
fantasy
like,
people.
Yeah, that wizard that just shot the thing from his fingers to destroy the thing was a color that I didn't think he was, so therefore I can't believe it.
Yeah,
like there's dragons.
Yeah, this is
like what are
that's
you
the thing. It's like,
whoa. Why is that the one thing that you just
There's
can't
dragons.
get your brain around?
No, you're
Like,
right. You're right.
Yeah.
Fair.
There's
fair,
wizard
fair.
battles that you're throwing shit at each other and like, wait a second.
Yeah. No, fair.
Look, a lot of Tolkien stuff was based on variations of other characters. Like Hobbits existed before Tolkien got a hold of them, and to the point where I've looked into my nickname of Hobbit and what I can use on materials. And as long as I'm not referencing Tolkien specifically with stuff that we release, it is not a copyright infringement. The Hobbits that we know of from Tolkien is copyrighted, but Hobbits, the term, is not, because
It's kind of
it existed before Tolkien.
yeah.
So he has a version of hobbits. What changes that he now controls hobbits? Like he now controls elves. These are all characters and creatures that existed before Tolkien. And even though we're looking through the lens of Tolkien to tell these stories, we can adapt his lens the same way that he adapted these stories. Like the things change. We are doing variations of Greek and Nordic myths in current superherodom. Thor is a character in the Avengers.
Yeah.
Like, why is it that like suddenly we have to keep it to not even the original version of a thing, but just the last thing that we liked of it? You know, like why is there a line that we have to draw in the sand? It's fucking garbage.
Yeah. People weren't upset with Odin in the last Thor movie because like, wait, you can't use them. There's only one Odin. It's because it was a shitty performance by Russell Crowe. It's like that's the kind of thing, yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I mean Russell Crowe was garbage, and
but I'm just saying there wasn't people going, you can't use Odin that way.
Oh, not Odin. Fucking
Zeus.
Zeus. Sorry,
Yeah,
Zeus.
yeah,
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Odin was Anthony Hopkins.
That's
Sir
right.
Anthony Hopkins.
Sir
Anthony
Check your tongue, boy.
but
sorry.
you're not king.
You're not yet. Not yet.
Yeah. Fucking best read of his entirety as Odin.
God, it's so good. And it was in the worst, like one of the worst Thor movies.
Yeah, but I don't want to keep talking about the toxicity of this fucking of fandoms anymore. I think there's a turn that's happening, and we're seeing it with D23, that they're like, there's a black Little Mermaid, deal with it. Like there's characters that are not going to be the same race as they were from 50, 60 fucking years ago.
I think the deal with the thing will come from what do the numbers bring back.
Well, and that's, I went with when we've talked about like Pride Month and all the companies that put rainbows on their shit.
That
people
don't
get
give
pissed
a
off
fuck the
about
rest
it.
of the year,
I'm like,
yeah.
no, there is a positive of that. You are being exploited like all the rest of us are. That means that you have as much visibility as everybody else does, so you get pandered to like the rest of the fucking world. That's actually a good thing. The pandering isn't a good thing,
No,
but the fact that you're
we could
visible
stop
enough,
the pandering.
you're
That's the
visible
thing.
enough to be seen as of value and having enough money to justify them pandering to you and looking at all the fucking racists and being like, they don't make enough money to justify not having minorities and gays in content.
I just don't like pandering.
I have the perfect example of not going directly from the source material. Can you imagine anybody else but Samuel L. Jackson being fucking Nick Fury? Because guess what? In all the Marvel books, up till 10
like
years ago,
03 or something.
he was a crusty white motherfucker.
Yeah.
But there was one Ultimates books that they were like, you know what? Let's make him like Samuel Jackson.
And the Ultimate
can
books
you imagine?
sucked.
Yeah.
Like, they sucked.
But can you imagine anybody else
No.
but Samuel Jackson being fucking Nick Fury?
But that's the thing. With time comes acceptance. Is that
But nobody freaked out.
There were people that freaked out about Sam Jackson, the
Really?
same way that people freaked out about Miles Morales being Spider-Man. But now there's
Wait a
been
minute.
enough time.
Oh.
There's been enough time now, and I remember that. I was buying fucking Spider-Man comics when Miles Morales came out, and I was a dumbass and didn't buy number 1 because holy shit.
Yeah, I mean,
could
it's only
fucking-
worth like $1,200
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
So, but don't worry about that.
And he's not just black. He's a mixed race.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
So it's like
But they're like, no, dude, Spider-Man's
mix the
white.
two-
I was like,
they-
no, Peter Parker's white.
they mix the two. They mix the two most predominant minorities of the time.
Well, in that
in
area
that
of fucking New York.
Yeah, exactly. So,
But
like a black man couldn't fall in love with a Puerto Rican woman.
Yeah, and
Is it Puerto Rican or was it Mexican?
Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican, I think.
Okay, yeah.
But
Anyway, I just
there's been enough time now.
That's crazy.
I remember everything blowing up when Miles Morales was introduced, that everybody was so fucking pissed.
Everyone loved In the Spider-Verse though, like a motherfucker.
But that's the thing.
Yep.
God
is
damn
that
it.
you exist
So
long
good.
enough. And the same thing,
So good.
there's so many falsehoods that are delivered. Like there was an argument that Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan, bombed in the comics. Kamala Khan's first issues were wildly popular.
Yeah.
They sold very well. To the point where they had to do reissues of the first issue, like 2 or 3 version or reissues.
Reprints, yeah.
Reprints.
Oh, that bitch is up to like goddamn 12 reprints.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
I'm fortunate that I got the first cover. Like I've got the first 14 issues of Ms. Marvel, like
Yeah.
first cover. But racists like to make up shit to justify their racism, and that's all it is. But when you go long enough, then suddenly it's like, oh well, like
Well, I'm just-
they're now canon. It's fine now because but now they're being social justice warriors. They weren't back then. Yeah, you were bitching back then too.
But any of the detractors about Samuel Jackson being Fury after several movies, how the fuck do you put anybody else in that
Yeah.
role?
Seriously.
I don't remember any complaints.
That's what I'm
about
saying.
that.
I don't either, but
I don't remember everybody saying like Samuel Jackson. Oh, fuck that guy. We're not gonna get him.
I fucking showed up
I
at the end
remember-
of Iron Man, and I was like,
I have
fuck
zero.
yes.
I'm actually gonna look for like fucking articles about that because I don't remember hearing shit
He
about
probably
people
had
bitching about.
less detractors than other roles.
Probably less.
Probably
I would
because-
definitely because it's Samuel L.
It's
fucking
Samuel
Jackson.
Jackson,
Yeah.
and he's been in so much shit
Yeah.
that like it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, dude, he's conquering every fucking.
It's the same
fandom.
way that like and I hope if we get Idris Elba to play Bond, he's still going to get a lot of blowback. There's still going to be a lot of racist bullshit that comes out about it, but less than
fucking
literally
A.
any other black actor.
No, the new Bond they went with they're going with a black female, so that's gonna be a whole other thing.
Yep. But if they did another black actor besides Idris Elba, way more blowback than if it was, say, Idris Elba.
Can I just say-
there's actors that get a pass by racists.
Can I just say, when it
sometimes.
comes to the Bond movies, I don't give a fuck who plays Bond as long as it's fun, has action,
Yep.
and shit like that.
I don't give a fuck who plays Bond as long as it's 007.
Look, I
And
have
it's not Timothy Dalton.
the
All right.
Fantastic Four rule.
Yeah.
In the Trank Fantastic Four movie, they made Johnny Storm black.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with the fact that they didn't make Susan Storm black.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
I just
like-
have a problem with that movie sucking.
well, no, I
balls
mean that
and-
movie sucked in general, but it wasn't because Johnny Storm was black. But they added this other
They made
level
him-
of
they
like
made him, like,
adoption story
Yeah,
thing.
no.
Look, there's enough to explain with Fantastic Four without adding like an adoption angle to it. If you're gonna make like family members black,
Susan Storm.
make all of them.
Yeah.
Like don't pussy out and just make one and then the dad, and like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. Yes, like
So what you're saying is that like a single black man adopted a white kid in the 80s?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying
Yep.
happened? Do you like that's where my suspension of disbelief breaks. That in the 80s they allowed a single black
like
man
all that other stuff,
to
like
adopt a white
they
kid.
can get hit by cosmic rays and they can get all the powers, but that should happen.
That
no.
is from no. Like it was
you are lying,
you
sir.
are lying. But that's the line, is that I would have had no problem with Susan Storm being black. Like if they like, that's where you're adding complication by changing the race of the character, but Ariel being black doesn't change shit.
Well, can we just throw it out there? One of the things they did announce at D23, speaking of which, Fantastic Four, they announced the director, and I'm stoked with that because 2 properties he's been involved with. I don't think he's done any feature films unless I'm wrong, but the 2 properties he's been involved with is one of my favorite comedy shows, It's Always Sunny, and WandaVision. And he's handling Fantastic Four. And it's Disney. Fingers crossed. We've had several attempts. Goddamn, I hope we get a good goddamn Fantastic Four movie, please.
It's so, but here's the thing. We were waiting for the Marvel Spider-Man, and I love the Raimi Spider. Well, I love 2 of the 3 Raimi Spider-Mans.
We all do.
Third one wasn't his fault.
No, it wasn't. It absolutely
wasn't.
fucking wasn't. And I love how they incorporated that Spider-Man into the Marvel universe in a way.
Oh,
like,
man.
it's fucking
I
fantastic.
just rewatched No Way Home, and it's
so good.
Fucking
It's so
good.
fucking good.
God, it's so good.
I feel like all the toys were missing from the Fantastic Four movies. They can't exist in a vacuum. Like, you have to have the story of how they interact with all these other superpowered people. The thing that's missing with them in the Marvel Universe is that they were the family that everybody knew who they were. The MCU, everybody knows who everybody is. Like, there's not a lot of mystery behind who people are anymore.
But I mean, they test the waters a little bit with Doctor Strange by, everybody saying that they would like to see what's his name as Reed Richards, and we got, even if he's not cast in the Fantastic Four movie, they were like, here, we'll put him in this at least.
Sure.
Like almost kind of like the Deadpool Ryan Reynolds thing that actually turned to be. So you never know, it could happen, but at least you have the alternate reality Reed Richards with that. So
and I would say mentioning Deadpool, that was a better like test intro to that actor being that character versus what we got for the actual intro to Deadpool and in Wolverine.
We don't talk about that movie. That movie
we do.
doesn't.
Oh no.
No, literally, like
we totally.
I don't know how it works, but like there was literally an X-Men movie to make that not canon anymore.
No, it was
like
it was a Deadpool movie. It was Deadpool 2. It was a post credit.
And that
no, it's literally Days of Future Past where they're like that erases X-Men 3 and Origins Wolverine.
Oh, that's right.
And they're like, how? And they're like, I don't know, it does. And everybody's like,
does.
cool, agreed.
No,
like everybody,
but literally in
agreed.
Deadpool 2, he just went back and like shot Green
which I love.
Lantern.
It's the greatest
script
after
and,
credit
like,
scene
fucking- it
in
was
any
so
movie
great.
is him like correcting the wrongs, including literally killing the shitty sword arm motherfucker from fucking Origins.
But he didn't
God
even
damn,
give.
that
He
was
didn't
a
even
terrible fucking character
Oh, it was
design.
so horrible. It was so horrible.
Oh,
It's terrible.
You take away all the elements of the character that you love. Like he's the merc with the mouth, and you take away literally the mouth.
The mouth.
but
Yeah.
at no
Cool.
time in the comics did he have fucking swords in his fucking arms. That's just
that
some-
were longer than his
so,
forearm.
Like
he
even
can't
Wolverine
bend.
shit
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
questionable at best, but
Yeah.
we're all just like we all agreed to accept the way that works, where it's like in his forearm and it goes like through the wrist and he can't bend his
No.
wrist when they're out or whatever.
No.
We all just agree and it's nonsense and we're all
No.
like, yeah, it's fine. But this is a 6 foot fucking like sword.
yeah.
What?
Terrible. It was fucking horrible. All right. We need to actually get
we
into
need
some
to-
good shit. Like so.
I
All
brought
right.
up Fantastic
I'm gonna
Four.
say this. I'm gonna say this. I am super stoked for Mandalorian season 3.
That
Both
trailer.
The first 2 seasons, and we're baller. And now that he's like not, he was been ostracized. He's not a Mandalorian. I am so ready to see what happens.
and the civil
Oh,
war that's
man.
happening
Yeah.
between the
Oh, dude, it's gonna be so
What I
fucking
understand,
brutal.
there is something on Mandalore, like drinking from a sacred well or some shit, that allows him to regain his status as a Mandalorian.
Oh, and
and
he comes
by-
back like a boss.
And by the trailer, it looks like they're telling the story of the reclaiming of Mandalore by the Mandalorians. And that, like, I have chills just thinking about what that looks like. That's
But
going to be so fucking badass.
He's got to fight what's her face for that seat.
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan,
Yeah.
Bo-Katan, yeah.
plus staying in that Western theme, which is one of the things we've loved about the first 2 seasons. I mean, there's nothing more Western than the 2 warring factions. And
Yeah.
you have that main, like, just getting to that point, like, getting to that part where you have the 2, like, family versus family. But in this part, it's
You even
the
have that
clan.
line in the trailer where it's like, your people, your sect
Yep.
destroyed Mandalore
Yep.
with
But
their religious
Total Western
zealotry.
thing. Even the fucking main theme for Mandalorian, it starts with a different flute-like instrument doing like almost like the good and the bad and the ugly thing, like that. Ooh.
Yeah.
Like really, it does. When like when the credits, the title credits kick in for Mandalorian, It's almost like they use that like pan style, pan with
Pan
the
flute.
The pan flute,
Yeah.
It's almost like he's using like the pan flute instead of like the whatever the fuck Sergio Leone used for Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
I love, if you have not, I think we've talked about this on Mandalorian episodes before, but I want to reiterate is that watching the like 20-minute video of the composer coming up with the...
I have. He locked himself in a fucking studio.
He's like a Scandinavian stoner that's like, I don't know, like I got some PVC piping, and then I was like, oh, what does this sound like? Cool. That's kind of Western, but in a future-y way. And he's just got all this weird shit
But
that he builds.
it's not that simple. He like locked himself in his studio to do all that shit.
Agreed, but it totally looks like a stoner trying to make the ultimate bong. Like
totally.
He's building these instruments, being like, I don't know, this sounds kind of cool. And then his simple version of it sounds cool as shit, but it's a very minimal version. And then at the end, you see him in the studio where you're like, oh, he is legit because he's conducting a whole orchestra, filling it out, and you're like, oh fuck, this actually did happen.
Yeah, that was a really cool little feature. I think it's on Disney Plus. I think it's on the extras of season 1.
Maybe, yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
But it's a really cool featurette.
It's great, and it just reminds you of. I mean, I know I have a couple of those stoner friends where they're like stoned all the time, and it seems like they put no effort in anything, and they're more successful than you could ever be. That's that guy.
Yeah,
he's just, I don't know.
I hit some shit.
Cool,
and,
great, cool.
I hit some shit, and I'm responsible for theme for a Star Wars show.
Yeah,
and I make millions of dollars now. But I don't know, it just happened.
He's like, I don't know, like, I mean, I'm no John Williams, but whatever.
I hit the bong and just weird sounds came out, man.
You know, like, what if I could make a bong, but it's like an instrument?
Is that what you think? He was trying to light it and he hit it and went, wait a second.
Right.
This sound, man.
He was like stoned and just blowing across the top of the bong.
Yeah,
being like, okay, but what do I do if I like, okay, great.
Oh, that works, man.
There is also, this is definitely focused towards kids, but I saw the trailer for it. It's very cool. It's like the Tales of the Young Jedi or...
oh no, I'm totally down with that. It's
Young Jedi Adventures where you got like young Yoda.
Yeah.
Well, they're bringing back Samuel L. Jackson's character, Mace Windu. Yeah, he's coming back.
You got
and you bring
Dooku.
That's what I'm saying. Dooku with Qui-Gon.
With Qui-Gon.
Which,
see, that's cool because they're one-offs. They're one-off episodes from what I understand.
And they're animated.
And they're animated. So this isn't like then you got to see Anakin as a kid.
Yeah.
You actually, it's just a one-off where you get to see like a little blip of what it was like when they're great. Cool. I'm in.
You don't see Qui-Gon die like a little bitch. That's right. Yeah,
great.
I like that.
Awesome.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Fuck
I'm
that
into
movie.
Are we intentionally bringing up the shittiest of the series of stuff like Wolverine Origins, now Phantom Menace? Let's get into the good shit. God damn.
I saw the casting. Ezra from Rebels has been cast, and he's going to be in Ahsoka, which is great. Ezra,
Ahsoka.
I was going to say Ezra Miller. That is not the right Ezra.
Yeah.
Ezra Bridger, I think, is the character. Eerie. Like I saw the picture of the actor. I don't know the actor per se, but like the look of the actor, nail on head. I mean, looks like the character for sure. So I'm into it. Another one that before our break, I want to mention because I don't think we have to get into it too much, but I am excited because I know a number of people that are really into the Percy Jackson books. They were a certain generation. They were really important.
Mm-hmm.
And the first movie wasn't bad. The second movie was garbage, and everybody hated it. And even the first movie missed a lot of stuff. They're doing a Disney series, and apparently it's going to be way deeper into the books than the movies were.
Which some things deserve. They just deserve the fucking series treatment.
That's sometimes people go, let's just make a movie out of it. It's like,
I do after the break. I do have some things to say. About Daredevil. Oh, I got feelings.
All right.
I got feelings.
Yeah. Well, I feel that's a great way to kick off.
Yeah, I got feelings about Daredevil.
Okay. All right, and so we're going to talk about that after the break. But for now, stick around, listen to some of the other shows that are available on the network, and we'll be back in just a second. Stick around.
Coming straight from the mouths of madness, I'm Lowdown.
I'm FU Hunter.
Do you love horror?
We fucking do.
So this is a podcast dedicated to all things in cinematic horror. We're talking movies, television, composers, special effects artists. We're going to fucking cover it.
So if you love horror,
embrace the madness.
My My name is Amy Bogard,
And I'm Mike the Hobbit.
and we are the hosts of Deeply Upsetting, where we use our expertise to answer your most upsetting hypothetical quandaries, such as what non-winged animal deserves wings?
And what body part deserves a secret mouth?
Which cryptid is the worst roommate?
These questions and more that plague you will be answered on Deeply Upsetting, available anywhere you get your podcasts and at GUIPodcast.com.
In a world of blockbuster movies, there's another dimension.
The dimension of schlock cinema. Join us at Beautiful Disasters on a journey into the fringe territory of B-movie abandon.
We review the flicks that are forgotten or underappreciated to give them a proper place in the annals of celluloid history.
I'm the Groots,
F.U. Hunter.
your guides at Beautiful Disasters. Come along with us for a fun ride. May the schlock be with you.
In a world with too many reboots and remakes,
Two men will stop at nothing to make it even worse.
join Mike the Hobbit and Tandy as they play by their own rules while pitching new takes on some of your favorite and least favorite films and TV shows. What podcast would dare to bring this upon the world?
This is Smack My Pitch Up.
Hey guys, Scotty P here with Smash on your left. And we are the Geek Fathers. That's right, bringing all the trials and tribulations of being a geeky parent. So welcome to our world. And as always, join us or cry.
We're back for the second half of Geeks Under the Influence, all things D23 2022. That's a lot of numbers. But before we get into our conversation about all the announcements and trailers that we got to see, we're talking about our sponsors, the ones that have helped us get some money so we can continue doing this shit. First off is Amazon.com. Fuck Amazon. But if you have to use them, make sure you do it through the link at GUIPodcast.com. There's a little link right on the homepage. So we're taking some of the money away from Amazon.
You're going to go on there. I mean, so just hit the link.
It's one of those things, nobody wants to go to Walmart either, but sometimes you're like driving and you got to stop to get wrapping paper.
It's
and
11:30 at night and nobody else is open.
You
so.
got to do what you got to do. Nobody's stoked about it, but you got to sometimes.
Yeah.
When you're in those moments, just go through our link. You can feel better knowing that some of that money goes to us instead of Amazon.
Yeah.
So you're helping out a podcast.
Kind of a fuck you.
It's a little bit. It's a very minor fuck you.
Yeah.
Like it's not
It's like a whisper. It's like,
Let's be completely fair. It's not a huge fuck you.
Yes, fuck you.
You're
Like,
not-
quiet, fuck you.
Yeah, it's like if Jeff Bezos walks by, it's like an eye roll.
Yeah.
You know, it's
We get a reaction. Oh,
Oh,
I like that.
yeah.
I thought he'd be like, I don't even notice you.
Yeah.
That's how he talks, right? Whoa.
Are you my helicopter pilot? No, then I don't care.
Where's my spacesuit? Meow.
If you want to help us afford our own spacesuits,
Yes.
then make sure to shop through the link at GUIPodcast.com when shopping Amazon.
Make our dream of being the Fantastic Four a little closer.
A little bit
Little
closer.
closer. Yep.
I don't need anything body tight on this body.
Oh,
Like-
you be the thing. Don't worry about it.
Cool.
Anyhow,
Great.
So who
Awesome.
the fuck would I be?
You be
That's
the,
true.
You be the ironic Johnny Storm.
Or we just do some Dr. Seuss Fantastic Four and we have thing 1 and thing 2.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Great.
Yes.
Why are you automatic thing one? Because you're white?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. See?
See?
From here on out, I just lean into his
Yeah.
him suggesting I'm racist. I just lean in. You're like,
That's right, motherfucker.
yeah, I am better. Like,
It's weird though. It's weird though because you did flinch when you said that. So.
all right. Long-time listeners, Hobbits and I rapport revolves around...
I'm getting
Just-
him to do the caveats now.
Yeah.
No, because, I mean...
He's not even
we
drunk.
literally just talked about, newer listeners
True,
and younger
true, true, true.
generations.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
look, I have always tried to bait him, I am a mix.
Most of the times under the table.
So would I be
with
like
the-
a
with the hand
lighter
jacks.
Yeah.
orange rock tone, and you would be like a more like burnt like
I'd be more like the burnt lava.
Yeah,
and
that's
he'd
what I'm
be
saying.
more like the orange
holy
rock.
shit. Have they ever done that before?
No, they haven't.
Bam.
Oh, I'd be the evil thing.
Yep.
That'd be
I'm
amazing.
darker. Because if you're darker, you're more evil.
Yeah.
That's what they. Hey,
sorry, I
that's
can't
what they have time tested. They've done the stamp. Like what? Wario, dark purple. Mario, brighter red.
Yep.
I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah.
So
if
you're
it's
evil-
darker, you're apparently evil.
You're evil.
Says
thing.
the.
All right.
So we
I'm
give you
just
a
saying.
darker rock tone, but brighter shorts, and then we just confuse everybody.
No, brighter shorts so you can see the bulge better.
The bulge, yeah.
Because I'm darker, so I have a bigger bulge.
Oh, is that? bigger rock formation.
Exactly. Oh my God.
All right.
We're so
Amazon.com.
fucking
Yes.
stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, we are so stupid.
So
How do we go there?
the way that you really should support us, and this is the time to fucking do it,
oh,
is
fucking A.
T-Public.
Boom.
Just released all of the seasonal designs onto our page. We have like 54 fucking designs now or something.
I think Manus jumped the gun with the releases. Because I was like, no, it'll totally be out on the episode that released 2 days ago.
Yeah.
It's coming out.
Yeah, and it's now out.
Yeah,
Sorry.
all the designs are now out. We have all the Halloween designs, all the spooky season designs are now out on the page.
Is the Addams Family one up?
Adam's Family one's not up yet. I'm doing some
Yeah,
tweaks.
because I know
on
you
it.
say you were tweaking it, so I didn't see the final results from that.
That will be out soon. I wasn't happy with the final product, and ultimately, I want to be happy with whatever we put out on the
Yeah,
page.
we don't want to release something when we're trying to create something where it's got a lot of like, and I understand what Hobbit was asking for is like there's like the upper half had like dead space, but not really. It was like
it was a cool design, but it was missing just a little something. So
like,
I'm tweaking
yeah,
it.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
And so I'm excited
that will be
to see
out
that.
soon. We have
It's a really cool design.
It's a design,
so far.
just to give you an idea, it's a Addams Family design. It says Morticia in the streets and Morticia in the sheets. So,
God, me.
yeah. So, and hopefully I'll be having another design that is in relation to that as well, that I'll be releasing as well. But all the
for
old
Gomez,
designs,
again, Gomez.
in addition, because of our Brendan Fraser episode, there are now 3 designs on the site. The Renaissance designs. We've got Renaissance Man, Renaissance Woman, and Renaissance Person designs that are similar to the Tucci Gang design, where it's like a illustration of Brendan Fraser, and it says Renaissance Man, Woman, Person over top of it. Very cool way for you to show support for Brendan Fraser being back in the spotlight and being
He's back,
celebrated for being just the sweetheart, like great actor that we all
Even though
know and love.
they had to cancel him from the horror.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's a...
Hopefully it's due to filming and not like just him.
I mean, I think he might have agreed to that, and then this resurgence kicked in, and he's like, I have to talk to a bunch of
For those
directors and
unfamiliar,
producers.
there's Monster Mania, which is a horror con around here on the East Coast.
Hunts Valley,
Hunt
Maryland.
Valley in Maryland. Yeah, he was confirmed to be a guest, and pretty shortly after being confirmed,
a day later. That's a day later.
Yeah.
It's like
Canceled.
literally 24 hours. He canceled.
But that happens. That happens all the time with conventions for anybody that's a regular for conventions. So
I gotta give some. I've got to give some cadence to what Hunter said. Not as fast. I think literally it was like, oh shit.
like a day or two
dude,
tops.
Yeah.
The cans crying video
Mhm.
has hit, and he's getting so
Yeah.
many offers
Yeah.
now.
The aw shucks kick
Yeah.
really heard around the world
Yeah.
at this point. But hopefully we'll get a chance to run into Brendan Fraser at another convention, but we'll see. But we still love and appreciate that Brendan Fraser is back in the zeitgeist currently and has opportunities to re-engage us in future projects. So you can show your support by getting a Renaissance t-shirt available at TeePublic. Go on GUIPodcast.com or to GUIPodcast.com/store, or go to TeePublic and look up Geeks Under the Influence. You can find it there as well. So
Not just shirts, but all kinds of designs. It's we're getting hoodie weather. So
hoodie
Oh,
weather,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Sweatshirts, long sleeve shirts, hoodies, all that shit.
I will tell you, I know the GUI Thulu design, where it's got the wings and the tentacles
Mm-hmm.
with the design,
Yeah.
great on a hoodie. Also the He-Man one, where it's got the blue
Yeah.
electric ring, looks great on a hoodie. That's the one that I have.
Don't forget about tote bags too. I mean, so.
No, yeah, oh, fucking
Tote bags, all the shit.
fucking tote bags.
Yeah, man, tote bags.
Now to the thing that really drives the show. We're talking about the booze that we consume while discussing all the geekery. We're talking about what we're drinking.
Hey, we're fucking drinking. We're getting drunk. You want to know? Well, here you go. Hey,
We're drinking. We're getting drunk.
Ew.
Hey,
Booze.
hey.
Boozes.
Have you ever slowed that down just so he sounds even drunker?
He
like,
has.
I actually did that for
I know
the
you did
Halloween one.
creepy. I know
Yeah.
we're
He
creepy, but
adds,
just
he
slow
adds
down.
the organ and then slow
But
down.
like, but almost just
Yeah.
not
Hey.
that slow, but just a little bit, just so he
We're
does the
fucking
slurring.
drinking. You
a trick
want to
I've
know?
And listeners and people on the shows may not know when I do this, but there have been episodes where the second half we have imbibed so much that I increase the speed or the speed of our speaking by like a tiny little bit, so we sound less drunk.
Dirty pool.
It's a dirty little trick.
Yeah.
Dirty pool, good sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't have to do it often, but there have been a couple times.
We
that I've had
are
to-
sober, sir. Listen to our podcast. Yes.
yes.
When somebody is talking drunkenly in measured ways like this, and you speed it up a little bit, then they don't sound as drunk. But even though their cadence is the same, they're faster, so it doesn't come off.
Or
as-
if you just
it makes total sense.
Or if you
I
just
get
want a
that.
good laugh when you're listening to podcasts, bring the speed half down, and then they sound extremely drunk. So, yeah.
Or like they don't know how to form words.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Yeah. All right, so what we're drinking, the share tonight is it's kind of nonsense because we don't have a specific theme really, and there is
this
no
episode's-
Mickey Mouse beer.
Yeah, This is.
But I decided to
thing.
check out this 7% Crown Royal Washington Apple can here. It's a mixed can beverage, which is becoming more and more popular. Crown Royal is not my normal move since high school.
I was going to say, it's been a while since I've had anything ground
Yeah,
Royal.
this was high school booze right here.
Yeah.
Like Canadian whiskey. But honestly, I'm not mad about this.
I was kind of shocked, honestly. I was expecting to fucking hate it, and I'm not saying it's amazing, but it's not the shit I thought. I thought I was going to fucking take one sip and like, fuck this.
Look, I've had a number of different like canned mixer beverages. They have like a Jack Daniels one. Like all the different ones have the different things. Most of them suck. There's very few that are actually good. There's a couple.
The Bold Rock one, I thought.
Bold Rock's good. Bold Rocks are really good.
That's
yeah,
the
those
one
are
I
really
would
good.
say the go-to.
But Crown Royal, I bought this expecting to fuck with you guys with this.
I was expecting an hour later.
This was supposed to be bad, and it's not amazing, but it's not offensive. It's fine.
It's not NASCAR wine, so
no. This is actually.
I will always bring up that goddamn NASCAR wine.
It was the 3 wine, right?
Yeah. Goddamn.
Fuck.
Oh.
This shit was disgusting.
Yeah.
It was fucking terrible. Not as bad as Sorolege.
Sorolege. Don't you talk bad about Sorolege.
Do you still have that bottle on top of your fridge?
Maybe.
Because this is like 3 years old at this point.
Yeah, I know. That's a challenge. We can put that on the wheel.
We did a 3-year Sorolege challenge from the same bottle.
We've got the mixer. I was gonna say Canada Dry, Crown Royal Canadian whiskey mixer.
We know where you lie, so you're going even cheaper. Canada Dry.
It's the best bang for your buck for. I think this was like $12 for 4.
The
or
cheaper
something.
version is Canadian Mist.
Canadian Mist.
That's the cheap Crown Royal's Canadian Mist.
God.
Yeah.
Oh God, I
know.
forgot about that.
I wouldn't say I necessarily like suggest people go out and get this, but if you somehow come across this and that's your option, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like if you're like, chained to a wall and they say
You're trying to think of the most extreme, like drink this
does
or
not taste
cut your
good.
pinky finger off. You're like, I guess
You're
I'll
that
drink
family
it.
at the end of Unbreakable that is zip tied to a radiator, and all that you have is the fucking Crown Royal.
Like I wouldn't seek this out, but if someone's like, all I got in the fridge is this, I'm like, all right, I can deal.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a discover the fridge beer.
Yep,
or drink.
absolutely. Which might be the third one out of the 4-pack that I got.
2 months from now, I'm like, is this the same one from earlier?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, the one that this isn't a share because I'm greedy, but I think Lowdown, you had a chance to try some of
I
these.
did. I had the strawberry one.
Yeah.
I know I've had, and I tested multiple flavors.
Down East Cidery. We've got a variety pack, which is actually kind
Where
of
are they from?
thematically appropriate. Let's see here. Let's just talk about blueberries on this.
Blueberries. All the berries.
I'm not entirely sure. Down East, I think, is where they're from.
Well, like we're down east, so that's why I was curious. Like, where's the locale?
Oh, Boston. That's not
That's
down
not
east.
down
at all.
east?
Wow.
It might be down east in Boston.
Down east
Down
of
east
Maine.
of, like I was gonna say down east of Maine.
Still
or Vermont,
technically
yeah.
East Coast local, but
We're
yeah.
down east of Canada, y'all.
Down East
I don't
Cidery.
know what you're talking about, but
Amy and I have tried a number of these, and there was a variety pack that we hadn't tried several of the flavors.
it's fucking tasty.
Our favorite, the blueberry, is incredible. Like all of them are good.
The blueberry does not deserve to be that good and be blueberry flavored. Can we just talk about that?
Blueberry, strawberry, and raspberry in this variety pack, and it's 3 apiece, or it's a 9-pack. it comes in.
I think the raspberry is my favorite still, but honestly, the blueberry does not deserve to be as good as it does.
Yeah, they're all fantastic, and I thoroughly suggest if you have a chance, any of the flavors of Down East cidery, fantastic.
5%.
I think whereabouts. Yeah, they're not gonna kick your dick too hard.
No, but they're an average cider alcohol.
5%.
booze.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. So perfect. Cool.
Yeah.
Now on to the actual conversation that we're having at hand in this. Now, when you last left Geeks Under the Influence.
Last time on
Geeks Under the Influence, Lowdown Brown was about to discuss something that irritates him, which is literally everything. But in this case, we're
You're not
talking
wrong.
about specifically Daredevil.
What angers you, my son?
All right. So the Netflix Daredevil show got canceled after season 3, right? We all had to eat that and absorb that, even though the Punisher was great, Daredevil was literally the greatest
The worst part is that we had season 2 of Punisher and season 3 of Jessica Jones, I think, that happened after we knew that all of the shows were going to be canceled.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting there being like, we're watching the series being like, what's the point?
How's this going to end? Right? Exactly. It's going to end. How's it going to end? Anyway. And I remember seeing the teasers they dropped for bringing in Matt Murdock into She-Hulk. Well, prior to that, we got the intro to him in the MCU with No Way Home.
Yep.
Where he showed his daredevilish tactics by catching a brick, and Tom Holland's Peter Parker was like, how the fuck did you do that? Because Matt Murdock's a badass.
And he was like, language.
Yes.
Oh, wait, no, that's Captain America.
That's Captain America.
Yeah.
But anyway, when it's not, the yellow suit isn't my main issue with what they released, even though I don't know why they had to go that way.
It's not very practical.
There's no real reason why you have a bright yellow suit, even though it was in the comics. There's still no real reason why you need to do that.
Because he's the man without fear.
Well,
and they also announced that this is not a continuation of the Netflix series, which is fucking stupid in my opinion.
Which means the Netflix movies are a different multiverse than this version of these characters.
Oh, yeah.
And you're happy about that?
No, I would love to see on a long enough timeline, you've got the Disney version of Daredevil meeting the Netflix version of Daredevil, who's just like harder edged.
Yeah, and see that's my big problem is like we got the Daredevil that we deserved.
But that's hard to shoehorn into a completely like coexisting universe.
I'm just
of
saying
characters.
3 seasons and all the stuff that happened and involving all of them.
No, I think they could have done it.
They could have potentially,
could've.
but there might be things that would coincide. I mean, they brought in Wilson Fisk into fucking Hawkeye.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's a lot of shit that they don't mention that Wilson Fisk did in the Netflix series
because we have the snap. So the snap was the answer for everything.
You
it was
just
the
know
snap.
he's a badass motherfucker that apparently can get hit by a car and be okay. That's all we know. Like,
so I guess my thing is like we're not going to get true Daredevil. I don't trust Disney to give us true Daredevil.
Might be misdirection.
I don't know, man.
I mean, plus in the comic,
I don't know, man.
Let's just say the original Daredevil outfit that does look kind of stupid with the yellow and stuff like that was inspired by his father in the comic, and then eventually it transitions to but so there is an actual reason for it. I don't know if that's going to be incorporated into why they went this direction.
I'm thinking more that they changed the suit and they announced that they weren't going to be. It wasn't going to be a continuation of the 3-season Netflix series, so they could water it down, and we're not going to get the bone-breaking, skull-crushing Daredevil.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm fucking out because I got that, and that's my fucking Daredevil. And if it's not that Daredevil, I don't want anything to do with it. It's that simple.
I'll stand back and give Disney a chance because there's
why? Why?
Because there's been plenty of times where I'm like, okay, that's not going to fucking work. And then I'm like, okay, that fucking worked.
Yep.
So I'll at least stand back and give it a chance. I'm not saying I'm 100% supporting it, but I'll stand back and give it.
Do you want, so you're okay if they do give you a lesser Daredevil? After you've got like real like the Netflix series was real fucking Daredevil.
Yeah, but if it's lesser, no. But you know what? I also thought, why are they fucking making a movie about the rebels pre-New Hope because we all know those motherfuckers die. And one of my favorite Star Wars movies is fucking
Yeah, but that
Rogue
movie,
One.
Rogue One still went hard as fuck,
But
though.
I understand.
There's a difference.
But when they presented that and they said, okay, this is working, we're having it as our next movie.
And there was no
I
rating
was like,
change between Rogue One
that
and New
sounds
Hope.
stupid.
There was no rating change. What I'm saying is there's a rating difference in where they could go with this Daredevil.
Well, but that is probably the entire reason. I look back to Texas Chainsaw as the explanation for this, is that there are ways to have still a visceral Daredevil that is hitting a lot of the same marks that the Netflix series one did, that is a hard transition if you look at that Daredevil being the same one throughout the entirety of. But if you start where he's still struggling with his faith, he's still struggling with the same shit that other Daredevil did, but you're doing it in a place where he doesn't have to also struggle with all the canon they built. They can have a new Elektra. They can have a new hand that's involved with Fisk. Like they can use all those characters in a different way that incorporates all the characters that were incorporated in the comics. They don't have to have a separate entity where it's just the Defenders like it was in Netflix. They can use everybody and make it visceral like it was, but maybe with less blood. You may not get the dude going head first into a fucking spike,
But I want
killing
that
himself.
in my Daredevil.
You might get.
They've got that available.
You
for
might
you
get
on Disney
moments
Plus.
that suggest it.
You know, and I'll watch that, is what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
but like,
so it might be
if the new Daredevil doesn't have, and it's not just the blood, it's like the hand was done very well. Like it doesn't need to be redone 5 years later.
I'll give you an example of a property that they hard R, Deadpool 2, right? Then they had some fun with it and they made a PG-13 Deadpool.
And that was fun as shit.
Which was fun as shit and didn't take away from the movie.
Yeah.
And they had some added stuff, the whole Princess Bride, like him sitting in the bed, that I enjoyed. And I thought, oh, well, how do you fucking watch that movie with them taking out all the hard R stuff? I still enjoyed the shit of it. So
which one do you prefer?
I mean, the R.
Okay.
The R one. But
I'm saying I prefer the R.
I know, but
I'm not ready to substitute for less if I know I can get the other.
That's what you mean by less is like, what do you mean by less? If you mean gore, maybe, but
yeah, for me, it's if I don't have, for me, wanting the hard R.
You now have Daredevil that's interacting with all the other Marvel Universe characters. That's an ad. So you have to look at
She-Hulk so far.
Well,
so far, but also Echo is a character that was introduced in the fucking Daredevil comics that's getting their own series. You're
Echo
having
is coming.
Expansion where now Fisk, because it's part of the Daredevil universe, is now in the MCU. Like this is now patched into the MCU. It gives such a richer tapestry for Daredevil to tell its story than that limited environment that it was on Netflix.
It was only limited because it didn't it built the legs for it to like kind of have this with those characters. So I felt like if it was given the freedom in Netflix that it is giving with Disney Plus, instead of Disney being the whore that it is, that it would have still blossomed.
Let's throw
to more than it was.
Let's throw some out there. Just as a snap affected the whole MCU and all the storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion is a series that they introduced at D23, a Secret Invasion could have ripple effects in every property following that, including Daredevil.
Yeah.
And maybe that has something to do with the costume change and different things of that sort. Again,
If they go that route with explanation, then that's
what I'm saying.
different.
The way they're talking about Secret Invasion, it's going to have a ripple effect on most of the MCU properties after that. That could be one of them. And that could explain some of what's going on. Possibly.
Then that
I'm
would
not
be
saying for
some-
sure. I'm just guessing. But again, they want you to treat Secret Invasion like the snap. It's world changing.
Yep. I love the Netflix Daredevil series. I think it's pitch perfect. I have very little to say against it.
Yeah, I rewatch it like every year.
It's fantastic. And I most of the, not all, but most of the, and I don't even mean just Iron Fist, but also fuck Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Second season was actually definitely better.
It's way better, and same
So
thing
we
with
brought this
Luke
up another
Cage.
time. I had to make it through. If I had to make it through the shitty first season to see a good second season, I'm done because I'm not gonna
No,
watch
that's fair.
shit to eventually get.
Even
The
that
only
being said
shows
is
that
that-
Netflix had that were good all the way through were Daredevil and Punisher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
because
simple.
Jessica Jones season 3 wasn't great.
No, and season 2 was better than season 1.
I don't different seasons. It's
Yeah.
hard to say. I'd say they kind of exist separately for me. But that being said, I really liked what Netflix did. I think it created opportunities for other superhero shows, Marvel or not. But I'm not gonna like take my toys and go home with Daredevil because Marvel's using it now.
No, my thing is I will watch it, and if I don't see after a few episodes what I want, then I will just stop.
See, and that's I don't know. That's not my attitude towards all this content anymore.
That's cool, but it's mine.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
great. And I think that we have enough content now that we get to make that decision. But the dangerous part, and this is what creates toxicity in the fandom, is to say that there's only one way to do a character.
No, it's not. It's not about one way to do a character.
We all agree
it's
that
about,
the Ben Affleck version is the wrong way.
That's
like
the
we
wrong
all,
way.
damn.
none of us
that's
think
terrible.
that that's the right way
we're
to do
going
it.
for record on bringing up the most shitty properties.
No
'cause
shit, dude.
We
No,
just hit another
what
one
I
with
mean
goddamn
is
Affleck Daredevil.
Because we do have enough. I'm allowed to, if they give me the Daredevil that in the arc of the canon source that I like, and then they they go away from that, I'm allowed to say that I'm going to stay with the canon I like and if I give time to try to absorb the new way they're going with it, and I don't like it, then I'm allowed to not like that because it's not from the what I like.
I feel to a degree, like for me, and I'm not going to speak to how it is for anybody else, is that like I grew up on baloney. So when I've gotten
As did I.
well, and so as I've gotten older and I've had the opportunity to enjoy, going out to dinner more regularly and having like moments, not all the time, but occasionally I can go to a fine restaurant and I can have the best food and I can really engage it in a way that I don't at a diner. Like you're having smaller portions and you're really like interacting with it. And those are great moments, but I don't lose track of my baloney. Like that's how I feel about my nerddom, is that like I grew up watching Lou Ferrigno painted green. Like I grew up with the worst versions of superheroes. I like, aside from the animated X-Men, which is still
that's what you
top
got.
tier.
Your first Daredevil too was in
the 90s as well.
Trial of the Incredible
Yep.
Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and also there was a Daredevil series, I think, at one point for like 2 fucking seconds.
I don't remember that, but I remember the Trial of the Incredible Hulk, and I appreciate those and absorb those for what they are. But where I also put things in context to where we are in technology and in storytelling, and
that's why
I expect.
That's why I'm not as worried, because like, look, it might not be Netflix. It sure shit isn't gonna be the Affleck Daredevil.
It's not going to be, but I still want a bone breaking, skull crushing Daredevil.
A
without question.
Okay version of a thing I love is better than no version of the thing I love.
No, that's just settling at that point. That's what that sounds like. That's fucking settling. An okay version is better than no version. That's settling for what they give you, and that's bullshit.
And we're wasting 25 fucking minutes talking about the fact that you have a version in your head that you think is correct,
and you're okay with like watered down bullshit because it's better than nothing.
Well, no, what I'm
That's what
saying
that
is
sounds
that
like.
I don't need it to be a hard R for it to be okay.
No, you just said an okay version is better than no version. That didn't say it was hard R. It's just you said an okay version is better than no version.
I'm saying that your attitude is exactly why people stop giving a shit about the stuff they love.
Well, then I guess I'm the reason people don't give a shit about what they love. Then
no, it's that like
sorry, but that's where I'm at.
This like it has to be exactly this way or nothing is why fandoms die. It's why people stop
it just has to
interacting
be
with
what the
content that they
majority
love.
of the comic was. Like the majority of the Daredevil comic was this version of Daredevil.
No, it was Frank Miller's run that was this. The majority of the comic wasn't rated R.
No, but
the majority of the comic was for teenage boys, and they are able to do that with a PG-13 fucking rating. Daredevil has been around a hell of a lot longer than Born Again. It's been a ton of different iterations of the
and
character.
Frank Miller did another one after Born Again that was still hard, but not as hard.
Bendis' run is when he goes to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I would say debatably that might be honestly more of my favorite. I like more than
Born Again.
Yeah. So, and I mean that's
was like
a whole other direction. And your main character is Daredevil is in jail most of the time. He's not dressed up, beating motherfuckers up. He's just trying to survive jail for like a 2-year run of comics. He's in jail.
Yeah,
I mean.
Look, there are so many different versions of the characters that we love. Fuck, I'm really glad that they went with the Warren Ellis run of fucking Moon Knight for what they like adapted into the Moon Knight series. But there's a lot of different versions of Moon Knight that are way more boring than that.
Yeah,
that they could have adapted.
Moon Knight's like a D level fucking character.
Yeah, but so is
right.
I mean, so is Daredevil. Really,
Daredevil's not D level.
Well, I mean, like B or
but
C.
he's not.
He's B.
Yeah.
He's not D. Moon Knight's like way below.
In the right,
Daredevil.
in the right writer's hands, you can make a character that seems shitty and stupid entertaining. One of my favorite characters is Taskmaster from the comics, and it's because I found a limited series that was fucking amazing. Up to that limited series, Taskmaster was a goofy ass fucking Avengers villain that wore a skull mask. But this series did it, and you get the right writer to take that character and translate the right way. I'm gonna trust it. So that's what I'm saying is I'm gonna give shows, comics chances when they go.
No, I said I will watch it.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it.
You look at even Deadpool was a fucking joke. It was a parody of a DC character. It wasn't meant to be something that was
Deadpool's
long-standing.
appearance when New Mutants and then he had his own limited series was very like a little bit of humor. It wasn't until Joe Kelly picked him up and they did a full series where they said, let's have fun with this character. And that's the Deadpool that caught on with everybody. And that's 10 years after he had made his first appearance. So there's always a chance someone's going to take a character
one of my
and make
favorite,
it better.
like fucking, C, D, or F characters, whatever you want to call it, fucking Squirrel Girl came out in 92. I think also a creation of
Great Lakes Avengers.
Avengers, yeah.
You can't get any more tongue-in-cheek that she was part of the Great Lakes Avengers.
That character was always supposed to be a joke, where there's a girl who's a squirrel, but also a girl that has the powers of a squirrel that also beats Thanos and Doctor Doom and shit. That's always been a joke, but she has become so beloved by parts of the comic book world that Unbeatable Squirrel Girl is a great series. There's even I think they wrapped the first season, a Squirrel Girl podcast where she's a radio DJ talking to Magneto and fucking Spider-Man and shit on her radio show, her college radio show that's available. It's a Marvel podcast that they do, and it's funny as shit. And Mila Ventilub, that was supposed to be the live action version of her, does the voice.
There you go.
And it's great. There's a Squirrel Girl that exists in some version of MCU canon. All these characters have different versions.
Yeah.
And there's a time and a place for all of them.
Can we talk about, in my opinion, the best fucking trailer to come out of this convention? And
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion. I cannot fucking wait for. It's one of my favorite Marvel stories. I cannot wait. The trailer looks fucking top notch. It throws flashes of Winter Soldier. So that is the main property of the stuff that came out that I was sort of excited, but now I'm counting down for that fucking show to come out. That's the number one for me because it looks so fucking
good. And it does suggest that we haven't actually met the real Nick Fury. Not since
it goes
the
bigger
90s.
than that. We might not have met the real
a lot of characters,
yeah, and that opens that shit up. Like,
but that was the whole thing with Secret Invasion, the books.
Yeah,
is that
I mean, dude, there's this in the books. There's literally a scene where this spacecraft crashes, and all the 70s versions of the heroes come out, and the modern ones, and you're like, okay, who's who? And like, there's debate because at that point in that part of that story, nobody knows who to fucking trust. And that's what I'm looking forward to, is this kind of era of like kind of like one of my favorite movies, The Thing, who is legit and who's playing me. So that's what I'm looking for.
I'm into it. Like, this goes back to one of my favorite horror movies of all time, The Thing, where one of the most terrifying ideas is that the people that you know and trust that are closest to you, that knows your
that's
secrets,
that element
are able to be like, that hug you and are in your personal space all the time and like have access to you in a way that nobody else does, might be your worst enemy.
Yep.
That's terrifying. That's why The Thing works so well, and that's why Secret Invasion is so fucking terrifying.
And in the comic, it all started with Elektra being killed, and when she dies, she turns into a Skrull, and everybody's like, what the fuck? And that was the first indication. So I'm waiting to see what happens in the series.
Yeah.
So
Well, it probably won't be electric because they're not. Again, they're not.
no,
going
but
with
no, I'm
that.
not saying that specifically. But a character's death.
She's
that
already
opens it up.
dead.
Yeah. You know, when she was dead a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah.
But that's the like. Just there's going to be a character I feel like that might be the reason that they discover. Oh shit, we've been overtaken.
Oh, what the?
Yeah.
I wonder what character do you think they would use though?
Maria Hill.
Oh, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it. I've watched the trailer a few times.
Yeah, I think you might have. Yeah.
I mean, they attacked the president's caravan and stuff. So
On the same end with Marvel, because like the laundry list of shit that we have updated by Marvel is fucking wild. Where
we haven't
got
even talked about it, the movies, like the Marvel movies, like
Ironheart. They got more into Echo, Daredevil, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. It shows that MODOK, fucking MODOK, a live action MODOK is going to be part of the fucking movie.
God.
Yeah.
Is that necessary?
No, and I'm sure it's going to be for a blip. It's part of the multiverse,
it's
so
the
it's going to
closest
be
we get to Baby Arms or Baby Legs Detective, all right? And I'm happy with that.
It's going to be there for just a gag, and it will not be there for. There's no way. I'm sorry. There's no way to do MODOK in a live action without it being in She-Hulk. Like She-Hulk and Daredevil or Deadpool get a live action MODOK.
Yeah.
It can't exist in any other sphere besides those two.
The one I'm also extremely curious about, and there was no footage, just this rendering of them, the team up, fucking Thunderbolts.
I have issues with that.
I'm curious. Like,
look, what I love about the Thunderbolts is it's a lot of villains that are trying to be good guys. Like you could put, let's say, Superior Spider-Man on that list, and it would make sense in the canon of what Thunderbolts are. You got Baron Zemo, who's running the game, who's canon in the MCU and just doesn't fucking exist. He's already put on the mask. He doesn't have the crown, but he's got the mask. Not there. You got a bunch of people that are good people in their heart that are Thunderbolts. There's also no Thunderbolt Ross. I feel like you need a Red Hulk for it to be Thunderbolts. Like you,
I'm not sure how they're going to involve that.
Well, because they never brought in Ross.
Martin Freeman, I think canonically is Ross's son.
Yeah, but they never. Why didn't they never introduce Red Hulk with Ross?
Well, because
Now it's
William
too late
Hurt
now.
is old
Yeah.
as fuck.
No, but I meant like.
Well, he's
I meant
gone now.
Yeah,
he's gone now. But I meant like back like in the MCU, they never introduced. They introduced Abomination with Tim Roth, so that was from the 2008 Edward Norton. So you feel like they could introduce
Probably
another Hulk, right? Like
They haven't done a Hulk movie. So, I mean, since the Edward Norton one.
It's
He's
true.
been in everything.
She-Hulk is the
but-
closest we've gotten to any kind of like Hulk specific property.
And
Which is
let's
sad.
see if season 2 you don't get Red Version. That would be my bold statement. Is I would say if you get a season 2 of She-Hulk, you're getting Red Hulk.
Yeah, but who's going to be? Who's going to?
I feel like
You might have to
there are
change it up
things
somewhat.
there are things that we may not have picked up on, but they were setting up for Red Hulk with Ross. That when he talks about having a heart attack on the back nine and it gains perspective, there might have been lines in that connect to something they were planning on doing in the future. But if we don't get to see the future version, they've been doing that the entire time. That's why the leader is showing up. Like the dude from the original Incredible Hulk is going to be a villain. Like they announced that in D23. I gave up on that character showing up. Like you see it in Incredible Hulk where it drips into his cut and his
And
brain
he's in
starts.
Captain America.
He's going to be in Captain America.
That's what,
the new
New World Order.
New World Order. Yeah,
I got some reserves about that too, but
I'm just curious. I never thought we'd have that character come back. I mean, they tried to avoid that Hulk movie as much as possible, and yet this year, Abomination fucking shows up, and now you're saying leaders in there.
Well, Abomination
so they're almost
showed
bear
up.
hugging.
Abomination showed up in Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
But they clarified what that was.
But I'm saying,
but it showed up in Shang-Chi, so
But you
it's
could
like
have done-
Abomination exists.
You could have done a
But you're
change
right,
on that, but here we are in She-Hulk, and it's fucking Tim Roth reprising his role as Emil, right? So you could very
Unlike Edward Norton, Tim Roth was like, I want that paycheck, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm saying they moved away from that movie a ton, and now they're starting to bring it back in. And them announcing that fucking leader's going to be in there from the Hulk movie tells me, yeah, that's in.
The only reason they moved
that's
away
in the
from it was
continuing.
because Edward Norton was like, no, this is one and done. and then they had to find a new Hulk.
Right.
And that's like the only reason they moved away from the '08 Hulk was because Edward Norton was kind of being a dick.
And now everybody's coming back except for Edward Norton.
Except for Edward Norton.
Well, it was a combo platter. It was definitely Norton. That was part of the challenge, but also Paramount owns the distribution rights for Incredible Hulk. That's an old contract that Marvel signed before they were bought by Disney. So they actually cannot legally do an Incredible Hulk movie without Paramount having distribution rights.
I remember reading that. Actually, yeah.
So that's why they disguised Ragnarok as a Thor movie, but it was really a World War Hulk movie, or not World War Planet Hulk.
But it was also like a very
light version
of Planet Hulk.
That's why they've talked about there is going to be a World War Hulk movie at some point. That there has been conversation about that happening.
They'd have to introduce Illuminati in order for that to be a thing. So,
well, they've already
they've already introduced the Illuminati in the multiverse.
This world,
They introduced Illuminati already.
Well, Doctor Strange has the idea in his head now that there's an Illuminati in another multiverse. Maybe
so
that's something that.
Can I segue into another character that we saw as one actor portraying, and then went to another one, and
Rhodes.
And go into Rhodes and Armor Wars. I'm curious about that. I think I feel like that could potentially be really good. So, you're getting all the Iron Man stuff. Obviously, you can't bring Tony back. So, I think.
Well, you're gonna get Hammer.
Yeah.
Like he's coming back for sure.
Yeah.
And I love him, so he's great. I don't know if we're gonna get necessarily the original actor that played Rhodes in a multiverse fashion. I think more so you're gonna have
Terrence.
No,
Williams?
he walked.
I think you're gonna have like the fake
Terrence
Rings
Howard,
involved with it. You're gonna have Hammer. You're gonna have other people that are trying to steal the technology. It's gonna be a sci-fi.
They're saying Secret Invasion rolls into Armor Wars, as in Rhodes is not Rhodes, and that's how all of Tony's stuff gets set out. So
really,
when I guess at the end of Secret Invasion, the true one shows up and then has to fix what that Skrull did.
How cool would it be if the Skrull is the one that can't use his legs?
That's what I'm waiting for.
Rhodey rolls up being like, yeah, my legs are good, bitch. Kick.
Or
so
when Snap happened, before they fixed everything, he's an integral part during, when they're doing the meeting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's one of the main Avengers organizing everything. If he's a Skrull, then through the entire that part.
That's like another fucking Hydra being in.
But that's what I'm saying is that's how deep it is. Is that literally he's at the team meetings for the past 5 fucking years.
Damn.
Yep. That's why I'm excited about Secret Invasion.
I'm excited to see what happens. I am also unfortunately bummed that we didn't get a chance, because we're right at the tail end here, to talk about Willow.
Well, we should talk about Willow right now.
Let's just say it. Can't fucking wait.
Yeah, I cannot fucking wait.
I'm stoked to watch
here's
Willow.
The thing. I have a feeling it's going to be enjoyable because there's really not a lot of writing on a Willow series. Willow is one of those things that it's close to the hearts of a certain generation, but it's not a heavily beloved thing that everybody. It's like liking Return to Oz.
Yeah,
there's a contingency.
No,
of
it's
people,
fucking exactly.
Yeah,
though.
it's a contingency of people that really enjoy it, and to be able to revisit those characters is going to be fun. But there's no risk.
Yeah.
If it's okay, it's going to be fine, because there isn't an exaggerated mythos that's been developed from Willow. It's that one movie.
It's just
with the little guys.
Yeah, it's a continuation.
It's fine.
There's a new evil. I'm fucking down.
I feel like as long as they don't fully phone it the fuck in, it's going to be great.
I think them doing it as a series kind of communicates that. I think if they'd done just the movie, maybe, but them doing a series, I think they're going to flesh out characters, so you're not just like, hey, here's this person, and Willow's there, and end a movie.
The other stuff, we haven't talked about a lot of the stuff, but whatever. National Treasure: Edge of History series is coming out. There's a girl, Nicolas Cage.
Let's go.
Of course, there's a girl, Nicolas Cage. That's
I don't know. It might
how
be
you reboot.
It might be
things.
Nicolas Cage's daughter. Who cares? I don't
care.
You know, it's between Indiana Jones and the Librarian series with the dude from ER.
Yeah.
Like, it's somewhere in between. It's
I just
fine.
want to throw this last one out with Marvel thing that we didn't bring up. And it's Marvel technically, but Werewolf by Night, that I had no idea about. That trailer looks so like so much fucking fun.
And Man-Thing. It's introducing Man-Thing to the MCU.
I'm Loki season 2.
Loki season 2,
yep.
for sure.
Like that was.
And who's going to be in Loki season 2? Short Round.
That's right.
Why
That's right.
he was
That's why
at
he
that
was
convention.
there,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
I give him all the roles ever. I love him so much.
I watched the trailer. I just got to say right out the gate, I mean, I'll probably watch it and give a better opinion. But off the trailer, I got to give a big hard fuck you to Hocus Pocus 2. That shit looked terrible.
The first movie was terrible. It's just that we were teenagers or children when it first came out.
I've rewatched as an adult, and I don't think it's terrible.
Well, but
That's
also
a hard
I
thing to
do the same
though.
thing with the first 2 fucking Superman movies, and I watched it the Donner.
Where's Kyle? Hold on.
Yeah.
Where's fucking Kyle?
I watched the Superman
Donner's
2.
cut?
No,
Yeah.
not even the Donner cut. The original Superman 2 version with a roommate that had never seen him, and he's like, "What is this fucking garbage?" And I saw the movie through his eyes and was like, "Oh, this is garbage."
And
like
that's what happens
I love
with
it.
some properties.
I love it, but it's not good. It's like I've rewatched Alf as an adult. Alf is bad. Alf isn't good at all.
Yeah.
It's
No,
same with
Alf-
Thundercats.
yeah.
Thundercats is garbage. We loved it as kids, and that's great, and we see it through the lens of nostalgia. But if you don't have the
If you're watching it for the
nostalgia-
first time as a viewer, you're not going to get it.
I guess my thing is, like, the biggest technology they had to use in the original Hocus Pocus was the vacuum. Now she's, like, riding on 2 Roombas, and, like, they're making a whole scene about it in the trailer. I'm like, this is fucking
Look,
stupid.
they re-released E.T., right?
Mhm.
Some people went to see it for the first time, fucking hated it.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's fucking E.T. That's like my childhood.
Yeah.
And people were like,
But they fucking hated
I
it.
hate it. Yeah. And it's just, I saw it as a child. I'm never going to be able to erase watching E.T. for the first time.
I
as
wasn't a
child.
child when Hocus Pocus came out. I was, like, 11.
Right. But that's still an
12?
age
Yeah,
that.
I mean, that was like the age group for Hocus Pocus, and Hocus Pocus was supposed to be a TV movie. It was not supposed to be
Theatrical
a
release.
theatrical release, but because of Bette Midler was like, I want to be in this, and they're
Yeah.
like, oh fuck, I guess we're like, that was supposed to be one of those cheesy fucking Disney show, like fucking Sunday night,
straight to the DVD.
like
yeah,
straight
yeah.
to
like the Apple Dumpling Gang or the fucking
and that movie is cheesy as fuck.
Oh, it is. No,
It's so
it
fucking
is
cheesy.
cheesy. It's
Yeah.
cheesy. That trailer looked uber, and then
Yeah, and there's a chance it's
But
not
that's
going to be
just-
good, but
they might just be targeting
and what else?
not us.
And they also a movie I don't give a fuck about on this list is I don't care about Avatar.
okay, yeah, no,
I
I don't,
give
I don't
zero
care.
fucks. It's like a 13-year too late sequel. I don't give a fuck.
Why did
Yeah.
it take that long?
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Like there wasn't
James Cameron. Why did it take so long?
like 5 years after Avatar came out, everybody stopped talking about Avatar. Like that, there was no longevity to that fandom. You don't see people at conventions dressed as fucking Avatar.
No.
It's just not a thing.
No.
So that's what they're going to run into is that there's a chance that it reinvigorates the fandom, but there's just as much of a chance
Is there
of it
a fandom
that
for
it's gonna hit really hard opening weekend. People are like, oh, fun sci-fi movie, cool, great, and then it will tank really fucking hard second weekend and make.
I mean,
not
are
even
they
close to
are
its
they
money
are they
back.
hoping for Wrath-A-Con with this? Where like
Because
literally
they
Star
filmed-
Trek people came to see it, fucking hated the original, and Wrath-A-Con rejuvenated the series, or is it just a cash
Well,
grab?
they filmed what another 2 at the
Oh,
same
there's
time as
a
this?
total of like 3 that are
Yeah.
coming out. Yeah,
But they filmed them all together, right?
Yeah.
So there's 2 more after this that I guess.
There's 5 total.
Oh,
from what I understand.
fuck me,
Yeah.
Jesus!
I think
Christ.
they did. I don't know if they did all 5 back to back, but they did at least like 3 back to
Yeah.
back.
So like 2, 3, and 4 are back to back,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
fucking hell.
yeah. That's the
Like,
only way. That's the
I
only way
literally
you do it.
give zero
That's
fucks
how
about this film.
He said,
What's
"I'll
gonna-
only do it if we're financing for 3 of them, not just one."
What's going to be funny is when this one bombs and they're like, oh, fuck, we already filmed the other 2.
Oh, you mean it's like several teen books that they did that with
Divergent?
Divergent?
Yeah.
And they went, the last one will be on TV because we like you, not because we can't take it to a theater.
And also, I've never done it, right? Like, they've never done the final thing.
Yeah, they never did. Yeah,
No, there's still a chapter that has never been
I think
released.
that happened with Maze Runner too.
It did.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
was there
there's
still
4.
one left?
Where they filmed. I
Because
think the first.
there was like the scorched earth thing.
Yeah, and then there was.
Where there's a little bit of
thing.
And like the Death Cure. Death Cure was one of them too. I don't know what order.
It all
they were
goes
in.
back to Peter Jackson going, I'll only do the Lord of the Rings if we just don't separate anybody and we just film all the movies.
That makes sense.
And that made sense.
Yeah.
But that's the trend that's happened, and it doesn't usually work out.
Well, it makes sense with Lord of the Rings. It doesn't make sense with your fucking blue people, Native American, like,
or Matrix
thing,
movies,
whatever.
or-
Yeah, like you
I mean the
can't-
same thing.
And it's also not based on any canon that people give a shit about.
Yeah.
Like it's not a
That's what I'm
beloved.
saying. That might work. That's going
It's
to
a
work
new series.
one or
Let's
two
go.
times, and the other times you are stuck with a bunch of movies that you know aren't going to do well.
Let me give you this 3-chapter. Let me. Well, if we're going for 3 with the sequel, let me give this 4-chapter story of Fern Gully.
Yep.
That's 2.5
Without
hours
Robin
apiece.
Williams.
Without
Good
Robin
luck.
Williams.
Yeah.
Or Christian Slater.
Yeah.
Or fucking Tim motherfucking Curry.
No, you got Sam Worthington, who was popular for about 6 months in 2004.
Hey, kids, remember the
that's,
guy, the guy that was in that Clash of the Titans, that shitty Clash of the Titans movie? He's back.
Yeah.
From Clash of the Titans and Terminator Salvation
Oh,
comes Sam
God.
Worthington.
I don't think that should come out of anybody's mouth ever.
You know, the problem
By the
with-
way,
hold on.
are we on number 7 or 8 of bringing up the shittiest movies of franchises?
No, if we brought up the shitty movie franchise, we bring up Terminator 3. No.
Wow.
Oh, Genesis. Genesis.
Yeah, okay.
Genesis is
But I'm
worse.
just saying, we've
Genesis
been
is worse.
hitting a
No,
lot
Salvation,
of the fucking bottom of the barrel
Salvation
movies.
is like my 3rd favorite after 2 because Dark Fate,
is so bad.
it's so bad.
It's
And
so
Genesis is so bad. And you know what else is so bad? Terminator 3. It's so fucking bad.
Dark Fate 4?
Dark Fate's
If we're
5.
counting.
What do you have for 4?
No, 6. Wait, I mean for 4. Oh,
as far as your
4.
favorites, because
Oh,
because like Terminator 2 and then 1 for me, unfortunately.
No,
I hate saying that.
No, it's not unfortunate.
I hate saying
Wait,
that,
no.
but
I mean, it's what you like. It's what you.
but then the third one for me is Salvation. I think is third one for
Yeah,
me.
I'm gonna go with that. Yeah,
Fuck, that doesn't feel good to say.
No.
but it's honest. It's
yeah.
honest.
And then I
it's
think
not-
Dark Fate is after that because there you got 3 and then you
I
got
don't know.
Genesis.
I think I might like 3 over Dark Fate. I
Yeah.
don't know, dude. Oh, Dark Fate was so bad.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta rewatch. You know what? I need to rewatch 3 to see where that
Can we
stands.
just do an episode on the Terminator
Anyway, cool.
series?
On this D23
No,
episode.
seriously,
let's-
can we like nail in a Terminator franchise episode right now?
Yeah, no
'Cause
shit.
that needs
There
to
you go.
happen.
Yeah.
There's enough movies now where we can justify an
We'll
episode.
talk off mic and get that scheduled for sure because
yeah.
we really need to just have a full on.
Seriously.
We need to have it
There's
out,
some
dude. We need
passion.
to have it
There's
out,
some
dude.
passion there. and
Yeah,
I'm curious
yeah.
about this.
You know I'm gonna
2
bring the
over 1.
passion. I'm
Yeah,
gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring it.
And we will bring you another episode with that passion on the next episode of Geeks Under the Influence. Thank you so much for listening. We are skipping the drunken scene because I didn't look it up and I don't feel like doing it right now. And also,
it happens.
And also, it's D23. Like, it's going to be a mixture of like we can just do scenes from like
Can we just have Lowdown just say, I'll be back, but in goofy voice?
yeah,
I'll be back.
that wasn't goofy
You're
at all.
supposed to be goofy, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do goofy.
you mean
Yeah.
actual Goofy?
Yeah.
I'll be back.
That was good.
There you go.
That's
Drunken
great.
scene.
Cool.
Yep,
Great.
there you go.
That was drunken.
Yeah.
Drunken
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Great. Make sure to rate, review, subscribe. Maybe I wouldn't, but no. Please rate, review, subscribe to this show and the others on the network. GUIPodcast.com. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you to the Creep-A-Zoids for the intro and outro. Dead by Dawn. And we'll find you next time for another episode. This is the last episode before spooky season. Woo! Spooky season.
The hands over his voice. amplify.
Whoa!
All the listeners can hear the
Spooky
fingers.
season,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Wait, that's
He's
not
finger
weird.
fucking his mouth.
that
people. He's
sounded a little
finger
weird.
fucking his mouth.
All our listeners can hear his fingers.
Can you hear these fingers? Thank you for listening. We'll find you next time. I'm Mike the Hobbit.
I'm Lowdown.
Join us or die.
Shut the fuck up with your fucking spooky fingers. Just fucking shove them up your ass, Hobbit.
Join us or die, join us or die, or I will swallow your soul.
GUIPodcast.com.